How generous are you, really? This is the question I was asking myself recently. I was given the task of bringing a gift to put into an offering circle at the end of a retreat I was attending. And our only instruction was to bring something that meant something to us or something that had meant something, but it felt complete and was ready to be released. So, in the days leading up to retreat, I'm considering what it is that I want to bring. And I also know that this whole practice is inside of the value of generosity. So, the retreat I was attending was centered around Indigenous practices, Indigenous spirituality. And it is part of the custom within this culture to offer something, right? To give something up in the spirit of generosity. So I'm watching myself, I'm having a good laugh as I watch myself try to choose something to take and put in the circle. And I noticed when I would feel into, okay, what's precious to me or what means something to me that I could offer, something would come to mind. And then I would feel myself go, cling or want to hold on to it. And then I would judge myself for being too stingy to let go of something that I actually liked. Then I tried on the other way and I watched myself think of something, well, like, okay, what's something that actually feels ready to be released? And when I would feel into that, it would feel like, yeah, I'm done with that. Or I don't really want that. But then it seemed to lack the actual heart or spirit of generosity, right? Because it didn't really take anything. It didn't feel like I was giving anything. And then that had me in this whole inquiry about what is generosity, anyways? And especially within the context of Indigenous practice versus what we've been taught in our really colonialized society is generosity. And I started to see how conditioned we are to leverage, to give, to get, or to even think that giving in a generous way is to sacrifice something. So it's like inherent in there is to give, we're giving up something, as if when we're generous, we end up at a loss, right? Are you feeling what I'm saying? And I could notice for me that felt true in so many ways. It only felt generous if I felt like I was losing something. But then I had all these conditions around what I was willing to lose. If I was going to give up something that really meant something to me or felt important, I wanted, I noticed how I wanted to ensure it would also feel important to the person receiving it, right? What if I give up this thing I really like and they don't even think it's that great? Ugh, that won't feel good. So you can imagine this is a really fun experiment. And I finally settled on something. And when I did, something clicked for me. It was something that had meant a lot to me, right? I ended up giving this really beautiful coffee mug that was made by an artist that I found to be really inspiring. And I actually paid quite a bit of money for it because it's a one of a kind and there's expensive and it was beautiful. And I felt complete with it. Like it had served its purpose and I'd gotten the fulfillment it was meant for me in the moment I purchased it, actually, because it was a representation of allowing myself to have something that I wanted just because I wanted it. So the moment I purchased this piece of art that I could have my coffee in, I actually fulfilled its very purpose, right? And so I had enjoyed it for quite a while. And I felt like I could both have it mean something to me and release it in a way that felt really good. And I, in that moment, understood what the value of generosity is and how it's promoted in Indigenous cultures. Really, to give something for the pure sake of adding to someone, dignifying someone, giving them joy, providing some sort of healing or benefit, the kind of no strings, don't expect anything generosity. And I'm really vibing with this concept and starting to see all the ways that generosity has lived for me like something other than that. Right? Maybe it hasn't been as pure and I haven't been as generous as I want to be. As the kind of person I'd like to think I am, that maybe more often than not, I am giving with some kind of string attached. Like I am giving, hoping that's going to give me something in return instead of giving freely for the pure benefit and also not sacrificial martyrdom giving, right? Oh, I'm going to give you this. And then because I gave, I'm somehow with less. Curious what this brings up for you. Right? How does generosity live for you? How generous are you really? And if we believed in the spirit of generosity and that the more we're willing to give from that free place, the more we open ourselves up to receive in that free way. If we really believe that, how would that shift how we move and be in the world? So this is that I'm living. I'm just inviting you to live it. How generous are you really? I'd love to hear what you hear in this story. Feel free to leave a comment or reply to this email and let me know.